you tomorrow, cause I want you today. When I see you, my troubles seem to all just melt away. We don't have a lot of money, but we have a lot of fun. We go out in the darkness, always looking for the sun. Get ready for the weekend, get ready for the night. We're moving to the music till we see the morning light. Get ready for the weekend, get ready for the night. We're moving to the music till we see the morning light. If you move right, we can dance all night. No money in the bank, but the bank don't right. Come on, if you move right, we can dance all night. No money in the bank, but the bank don't right. Come on. No, I don't want you tomorrow, cause I want you today. When I see you, my troubles seem to all just melt away. We don't have a lot of money, but we have a lot of fun. We go out in the darkness, always looking for the sun. Get ready for the weekend, get ready for the night. We're moving to the music till we see the morning light. Get ready for the weekend, get ready for the night. We're moving to the music till we see the morning light.
Shut up! Turn that music off, bro! Turn it off. Yo, listen, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good fucking tomorrow, good today, good yesterday, good last week. It's time, bro. It's Tuesday, we're back, Ronin Radio. I think the sentiment might be turning around. And today's show, we're going to talk about the sentiment in total, really and truly, where we've been. And maybe where we're going, how we got there, all of that good stuff. But GM, good morning to everyone that's in the chats right now. Shout out to everyone that pulls up nice and early. Of course, if you're watching on X right now, please go ahead and share the stream so that everybody can get involved with another Ronin Radio show. We got a lot, man. We got a lot happening right now. Cambria doing the bits on the timeline seems to be the best game in crypto. Is this the best game in crypto? Is it? You let me know. That's what we want to know at the Ronin Radio, your opinion and what you guys think. If you've been grinding, let us know your experiences. If you played it and you're not involved no more, let us know your experiences. We're here to talk about it. But, of course, with me today on the show, a legend in the field, none other than your boy, Theban, 143 to the 7. We're in the building, bro. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
Are you ready?
What's that?
I said, are we ready? You ready for today?
Oh yeah, we're ready, man. Man, it's been rough out here. I'm not gonna lie. I see on the timeline everybody's sad and shit. You know, especially as a Ronin maxi. It's rough, that's for sure.
Oh, bro, you know, today actually marks an 18-month low for the Ronin token. It's crazy. That's crazy. It's rough. You open up the chart, I look at it, I'm like, oh god damn, okay, I see you. But you know, is this calamitous? Is this the end? I think it's what we're going to talk about today. Of course, it's never the end. But just to kind of dive into it and let people understand maybe some of our thoughts probably helps.
You gotta open the chart, man. You gotta open the chart. God damn.
It hurts. So there's one bar of defense left. You can see my bars of defense, right? You can see my bars of defense. But before we get into this, one second. Before we get into this, welcome to the Ronin Radio. If this is your first time tuning in, hello, welcome. We are here every single week and have been for the last 2 years, covering the Ronin network and the Ronin ecosystem, and of course staying in touch with crypto gaming as a whole. If you would like, follow us over on X at the Ronin Radio, and go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've been saying this for a few weeks now. At 500 subscribers, we will be giving out generational wealth in the form of a Ronki NFT. So if you haven't already, go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And shout out to all of our YouTube viewers, by the way. Big up to yourselves. The show, as always, is sponsored and powered by the world's largest gaming blockchain, that is Ronin. And of course, we're going to jump into these conversations today. All-time low, 18-month, feels sad, hurts my bags, but I see opportunity, Thiemann. I don't know about you, bro, but
no. Listen. First, it's got to find a bottom, okay? We need a very nice bottoming signal where, you know, it kind of consolidates a little bit, or like it like, you know, curls up or something.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, it seems like it hasn't found a bottom, and that's the problem.
It's a knife. You say it's a falling knife right now.
Bro, it was a falling knife, like $1 at 80 cents, at 70 cents, 80 cents again, 60 cents, and then 50 cents. Everyone's like, this is the bottom. This is the... No, you cannot catch the falling knife, right? Like, you just got to watch the situation. If you see a bounce, sure, get the bounce, and then if you got to get out, get out. But, like, you got to really let it find a bottom here. Psychout tweeted something earlier today. I don't know if you saw it.
Okay,
said,
no, I
someone
didn't.
has to buy the top and sell the bottom. Don't be that person. Fundamentally, we have never been stronger. Believe in Ron.
Well, I gotta pull this up. Wait, Psychout said this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's share this instead. Okay, yeah. I see now. Someone has to buy the top and sell the bottom. Who bought the top? You buy the top? What's your highest price point that you've bought, Ron?
No comment.
And like, I can actually, all right. For the viewers at home, what's your process of buying, Ron? Like, because for me, of course, being in this space for so long and like every day interacting with the Ronin wallet and projects on Ronin, like there have been moments where it's been like an investment, like a deliberate purchase in large quantity that is like my entry point, so to speak. But I will purchase so much Ron across the course of everything. I've probably bought Ron at $4. I've probably bought Ron at
when
$40.
you need to get an NFT or like something, and you're the one buying it yourself, like you're gonna swap something right into, so you buy it. So technically, you're buying at all price points if you're buying those stuff. So it's gonna happen. I mean, at the end of the day, the worst feeling is that it's not just Ron, but Ron is pegged pretty much to Ethereum. Right, like that's the highest liquidity. So whenever ETH goes down, Ron goes down. But then Ron is going down more than ETH is, and ETH fundamentals is like at its highest. But then like the sentiment is like literally at its worst. Right?
Yeah.
People just hate on it because like it doesn't really have any narrative stuff. Again, crypto is all about narratives, right? And I said this before in like a call. Like crypto is about it's like it's an asset to be traded, right? It's not really truthfully like right now an investment, right? I think back in 2021 it was an investment opportunity. I think right now, over the last couple of years, it's been like a trader's market. And when I say a trader's market, what I mean is like you just go one sentiment to another and you just keep flipping and flipping and flipping, right? There's almost no real opportunity to actually invest in something and it's a sure thing like it was back in 2020 or 2018 or whatever it was, right? So right now, like, we just gotta wait and see when all this shit bumps. And also, as for Ethereum, I think we are gonna go as low as 1,200 on ETH. Like, I don't think it's found a bottom. Every day you can open ETH and you'll see new wicks lower, new wicks lower and lower and lower. And what that goes to show is like it's really thin. The buyers are really thin on Ethereum. So like when the dumps happen, it wicks really hard, even lower. And I think 1,200 is probably the line in the sand where like you go anything below that, that's like beyond max pain. But 1,200 is like a pretty good place to like bounce off of.
Yeah, I've seen it now. It's like this kind of area, like where like it's where decisions have been made before, crucial decisions been made before. Obviously, the last run smashing straight through that. It is just like a sentiment thing, right? Like people. I don't know. Is it like uncool to like the Ethereum narrative? Because that's what I have gathered over, I guess, the 2 years of being here. It's not like I'm not saying it is, but a lot of people's takes are around the fact that like it's not so special, right?
So
But really
the
and truly,
reason,
Ethereum gives that development, right? The
well,
ability to
not
develop it.
really. Like, think about why Ethereum took off in 2021. It was because of NFTs, right?
Yeah,
NFTs became popular, and people just like started piling onto ETH because it's like free money. Whatever NFT, whatever whitelist you can farm, you were just doing it, and people were dumping it, and some people were bag holding, and so on and so on. It made a lot of people rich, right? All the OGs just dumped, got out, and started making like IRL investments and so on,
yeah,
like any smart person would do.
yeah,
And now it's like, okay, now what I feel is happening is like OGs are transitioning out, VCs are jerking off somewhere doing their normal VC things, right? And now there's an opportunity where I feel new people can come in and
yeah,
swoop in and pick up the narrative and like run with it at a much lower price point. And that's what needs to happen, right? And that's what I think
yeah.
is going to happen with Ron as well. We had an army previously, but now I think we're going to get a new army coming in, right? I think
Mm,
lower the prices gives more opportunities for more people to enter. Now, some people are going to be entering at a much lower price than you bought it at. Maybe it's your job to DCA and like get a better average so you have a better opportunity to, let's say, if you need to exit or whatever. But there will be new people coming in, and there will be traders too. I know a few people who are actually watching Ron, right? They're
yeah,
like trying to see, okay, when is this actually turning around? Because we do want a piece of it. They know Ron is valuable, right?
yeah,
AUR wrote something like, um, Ron's 300 million market cap, Farcoin is 900 million. Lol, you know, like there are meme coins that have more market cap than Ron, and it's true. And Ron has a lot of fundamentals, but ever again, the gaming narrative just doesn't exist right now. You know, we already had
yeah,
our cycle back in 2024, and that's what it's all about. There isn't enough liquidity in the crypto space for everybody to succeed at the same time
yeah,
anymore, right? It's all diluted. There's so many coins. The meme super cycle, right? Essentially sucked all the liquidity into it, and a lot of people got wrecked. Which that liquidity normally would have went into Ethereum and all these other
yeah,
like fundamental coins and so on, and stuff that's like legitimately building. People just went into meme coins because, let's be real, there's no teams dumping there, there's no like VCs dumping there. It's more so like a fair launch, and it's more fair launch than actual,
yeah.
utility coins and so on.
Also, I think like yeah, a lot of wounds being licked and scars showing and bearing themselves. So people kind of if you get burnt by the fire, you ain't gonna touch it again, right? So you can understand that. It's an interesting conversation because ultimately, what if NFTs is rooted to the narrative of why Ethereum really was taking off and people were investing, within it, like isn't that scenario so niche? Like it doesn't seem like it could be replicated, right? When I think about all of the factors that were actually in play when that bull market came in for Ethereum and NFTs, and the narrative, the sentiment, like so many things were in its favor, like lockdown. Like remember we spoke about Jiho's post like the other week, and we was talking about how you need some form of like calamitous event to inspire like macro moves of liquidity. We're talking about like funds, like literally money being printed, right, and being able to be dispersed.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a factor, but the actual like it was more of the habitual lifestyle scenario that played into this because everyone was at home. You know what I mean? Like everyone had more time. It wasn't just money liquidity; it was time liquidity. Like there were
Yeah.
a lot of factors. So in my realm of pessimism, which I view and visit very few times a week, all right, I tend to think about the impact of that, right? Like, would gaming be performing better, or did we perceive how gaming would perform off of a false reality? As such, there were more people available to dedicate their time and be like, you know what, I'll go and figure out what's going on in this game right here. I'll go find where my arbitrage is, and they'll get involved. And I just got a free $500. I'm gonna throw that at this thing, right, and try it. And now we're in a reality where people are at work, they got jobs, that they don't have as much time dedication. They're not locked up in the house. and they're not getting these $300-$500. That's for damn fucking sure to throw at this industry. So as much as yes, you could see macros and maybe money is printed towards the back end of the year, and we see whoa, liquidity flies out of nowhere, but there are a lot of factors that are not in alignment with where we were before. We've got some comments. You know what? We do the candid here. We do the honest. You guys are the community. We talk. We don't want to hear from the community. Spiffy Magoo, for me, a legend in the space, been around for a long time.
He's in the chat right now.
Yeah, funny individual.
Oh,
this is a big one, bro.
To him.
What did he say? Shout out to Spiffy Magoo. This is a big one, bro. I don't know if you can see on the screen. If Sky Mavis.
Is this a tweet he made, or he put it in one of our chats?
He's putting it in our chat, but openly on the TL. He's responding to posts right now, asking the same question.
Here, listen. This is the thing, right? Sky Mavis has employees, and they probably pay their employees with wrong.
Yeah, this is true.
So the thing is, they are selling because they need to feed themselves. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this the best time to be selling? Probably not. But at the same time, if they don't get paid, they can't feed themselves. I mean, I'm talking like the hundreds of employees that they have. Now you can say like, oh, well, they should cut down and so on and so on. It's not so easy, right? Yeah. It's not so easy. You got people that rely on it. You got contracts that you have to deal with, that you have to finish out no matter what happens and so on and so on. There's a lot of things going on. Now, in a bear market, this hurts the most. Probably throughout the year, you didn't feel it as much because, a lot of people bought in at 20 cents, 40 cents, 60 cents. And now that we've gone back to those ranges, now is when you're really starting to feel it. Mm-hmm. That being said, this does give you a better opportunity to average down more, right? Like be able to get in when things really do start to turn around. Now, again, as looking at this chart, we haven't bottomed out, right? This is still a nice catch. We got to see the little, curling pattern at the very bottom before we can even start to think about, okay, is it over, right? Let them sell, let them get out. Isn't it? Would you rather them get out now, or would you rather it pump back to $1 and them starting getting out, and then you get stuck, right? So when this first went up to $4, obviously a lot of institutions started getting out. A lot of their investors started getting out. People who understood, TAs and market sentiments were better at finding their exits, right? It's us who are like more of soul romantics and believe in something and just like want to just hold to the moon or believe in something somebody said that end up getting screwed over in the end, right? But at the same time, those people don't truly find their 100x's, 1000x's usually, right? But you might because of what you do. So just be patient, right? If you don't want to sell, just don't sell, right? If you think it's clogging up your mind, I would say just get out so that it doesn't do it anymore and just move on, right? Cut your losses and move on. It's okay. We make mistakes, right? The most important thing is to like not let it drag down our mental at the end of the day.
Yeah. Wise words, bro. No, it's true. Like, and I don't think a lot of people think about it like that. And even candidly, as Ronin Radio, there's times where, we don't want to sell Ron because of, the position that we put ourselves in, the belief that's in this industry, the ability to hold those funds is important to myself personally. I'm talking from my own personal perspective, right? But there's times of the month where I got like bills got to get paid, bro. Like you got to live. You have to continue surviving in the world as it is, and so sometimes you have to take that L. It's definitely not the place you want to be selling at all. And I am always an optimist, but for me, returning to these price points and at this stage, like. Something that I like to do, and this is probably naive of me, and Demon, you can tell me if this is naive, but I look at the price point and then go back to the date, right, of where we were when we were last, at this price point. So we look here, it's literally in 2023, October periods, right? We were around similar price points. Look at the progression that's actually happened from a technical standpoint, from a produce standpoint, and also, I mean, I would even say like, just a sentiment on what Ronin is today as opposed to back then in 2023. The difference is significant. Yes, it was a steal at those price points. And if you bought at that moment back in 2023 throughout October, and you rode this whole push that we had since then, there's a lot of sunshine and happy days to be had there, right? For sure. As we all know, we experienced it, we went through it.
Yeah. at that point, I think a lot of people were talking like, "Oh yeah, $10 run or
Yeah,
fifty
yeah, of
dollar
course, of
run."
course.
Like they were, I think
Bro,
it was.
Smithy Magoo himself was saying $200 run for months on months on months on months. So like,
Yeah.
Smithy, So but
You know what's probably a good advice if the price is good enough to gloat about, it's probably a good time to take profit,
yeah, yeah.
right?
At,
Traders
at,
like
at
they always like
least
to take screenshots.
percentage.
If it's good enough to take a screenshot, it's good enough to take profit. Just
Yeah.
always remember that.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, but now we're on the topic though. Ultimately, I think what's important to people, this is important to me and myself too, is really, what is now the ideal situation, right? Like how,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, we're in the position that we're in, but like, what is the reality of a turnaround? Like how do we
Right, right, right.
create that environment? How do we notice that environment?
Right, right. So again, like you want to see like some kind of a curling pattern on run. This is not going to be some V-shaped recovery. Like I don't think so at least. It's going to be like slow bleed out, see the curl up, and then like you probably want to go in on some kind of confirmations.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the guy who got caught like at 70 cents, 80 cents, 60 cents, and now like you have no dry powder, and this thing actually goes to 20 cents, and then it starts curling up down there, right? You're
Mhm,
gonna feel like, ah, shit, now I'm still underwater, like stuck. Like, what do I do?
mhm.
Secondly, you got to see the market turn around. I think Bitcoin and everything is doing well right now, but it's been on like some 6 7 day pump. Like it's gonna have a pullback if it's gonna be healthy at all. It's gonna have to. And then I'm really expecting next month to be like pretty good. Like next month, a couple of months to come, I think it's gonna be pretty good. Usually, right now it's like tax season, right? Institutions are selling off and everything to pay their bill, like pay their taxes. People are selling off, and then after tax season's over, people have some money lying around. They're like, okay, what do I put this into? Right? What do I want to invest into? And right now, prices are pretty low to invest into a lot of things. So maybe they want to invest now, and that would naturally push prices up, right? As for Ron being dumped, I don't know. Maybe they're shaking people out. I have no idea, right? It could be even like traders dumping their big bags of Ron because they probably bought lower, and then now they're gonna buy again lower once all the retail is out, right? And when I say retail, I don't mean people who are not like who are new to Ronin. Is more so like people who don't really understand how charts and markets move and like
Yeah.
why they move the way that they move. That's what I mean when I say like retail, right? In terms of like trading. So it's an interesting time, man. It's really an interesting time.
Well, if you want to do some comparisons to, how we've done this year, even so, despite the downward nature of how the last few months have really been price wise and may have felt for a lot of people. Before we came to Open Ronin, we had 75 teams, projects working on Ronin. And today we have 139. So 62 new teams have been building or joined Ronin since Q1 of 2025. We are in Q2 now. But in total, 80 game and NFT collections from a previous 28 and 59 ecosystem integrations having the Ronin wallet, usable within certain applications across the industry. So like there's a growth factor, not necessarily price is growing, but like this is where it's important for me is like fundamentally Ronin is actually, they're stockpiling, right? I don't think it's kind of fair to just view price. Of course, price is obviously of the most importance for a lot of people, and really that's at the end of the day that's the fucking point of it. But there is a lot of building happening. Talking of building, for me, the Ronin wallet, the new beta that we are seeing right now, this hub feel to the Ronin wallet is something that has really been refreshing actually now to be able to see these things, and you have like a feed. We even made a post earlier today talking about making this your homepage. It makes sense to open your browser to this, and you can get up to date on everything that is happening. There's live events to see what you can actually get involved with in terms of gaming, and then also other protocols as well. And on this topic, we will actually have G-Host on the show this Thursday. So we're going to cover
Nice.
the conversation around the wallet upgrades and some of his vision that he's been having recently, talking about AI integration into the wallet and so on and so forth. So Thursday show should be a really good conversation. But also, I think there's an ability to have a gloves off kind of conversation as well. Geos has been to some degree, and in my experience, a little bit quieter over the last few months. And normally that means one thing, that these guys are heads down building and trying to solve problems. So, but I don't know. I haven't spent much time on here, but looking through it now, you can really see the value of something like this. And let's turn our attention to things that are actually going on, right? The season 2 of Cambria, the Paymasters, it has actually broken a bit of an echo chamber. They do have a unison with the Abstract network as well. Shout out to Abstract. But
love it.
It seems to be from the TL specifically, the crypto game right now. A lot of people talking about economy, right? It is an economical thing where like the crypto element, the earning factor, is something that people really like and really enjoy. I asked at the start of the show if you have played Cambria and you have opinions, right? Please share them in the chat today. We'll feature them and we'll answer your questions if you have any. But you didn't take it up, right, Demon? I know you was playing it in the early access, but then when the game went live, you didn't start playing, right?
Yeah, I was just spending some time with my family. Like when they went live, it was like a horrible time, and then I felt like kind of, oh whoa, look who it is!
I was just waiting for you guys to stop talking about prices and actually talk about games, So.
Oh yeah, here it is.
No, it was a really good conversation. I was in the car, like stuck in traffic, listening to everything in 2x. So I would be, and as soon as I opened my front door, it got back up to live. So I'm all caught up. And now
nice.
I guess Cambria, you were saying, Theban, sorry I interrupted you. Have you played it? Did you end up diving in a bit more?
Oh yeah, I played it.
Yeah.
No. I mean, like the thing is, I didn't play the actual season. Of course, you have to buy, and play. The thing is, like, by the time people start playing, I realized something. It's like, the really cool thing is, they raised like over $400,000 or something. Right?
Oh, it's way more now. It's over.
Which will go
in
the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what people have been telling me is like it's really difficult for like new players and like the mid-level players to play, and you need to play with people, right? You need to play with guilds and stuff, and you gotta actually have really good players, and you gotta play like long hours and so on. So I think it's a very nice and competitive game. I think I would love it, and I think I would do well in it. Maybe I'll play next season. I'll wait and see like how this season plays out first. Or maybe dabble in it like at the end of the season a bit. Logic told me that like you can actually come in and it's okay. Eventually everybody gets capped out, so that does interest me. My only concern is like, will the players who bought in and played the season feel like they want to play next season if they don't get like the type of ROI they expect, and if they feel like the physical element of the game is too taxing for them, right? Where sure, it's true that like there's a skill diff, right? There's a skill issue, and like you gotta do well. But from my experience, the more skilled the individual game is, and like in terms of physical and not like strategic, the more issues you are gonna have with player retention.
What do you mean by physical, as opposed to when you say physical, as opposed
time?
to
Probably time input.
Yeah.
Just no, not time. But you got how you gotta click. You gotta click stuff.
Yeah.
Right. you gotta click things. You gotta.
Yeah. So more like a first-person shooter as opposed to a card game, for example.
Yes. And now you also have a buy-in, right? So imagine poker in itself is a difficult game to play, right?
Yeah.
Strategically, you have to pay. Now imagine while you're playing poker, you constantly have to be dodging and punching people or some shit.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Right?
We're back.
Combat poker, bro.
Yeah,
right?
We're in a saloon in the US 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Poker with revolvers.
So the idea here is that with that, you're gonna have difficulty with like like 90-year-olds, 80-year-olds, 70-year-olds, older individuals being able to play the game now. Right? You get what I'm saying? Like,
did you say 90-year-olds?
Well, 9-year-olds play poker.
Right? 9-0, like 9-0 or just 9?
Yeah, 90, 90. Yes, 90.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm 33 and I feel like I'm too old for some of these games. So.
Yeah, but you get what I mean, right? Like, It's like you're playing these games, and like you really want to just like you want to feel like everybody can play. So Cambria, of course, the way that it's designed, it's only meant for a certain subset of players. And the more they
Mhm.
realize like the price is just not worth like
Mm.
all the stress and whatever and all that shit, it's really gonna hurt them, I think.
Well, the thing is, I agree with you on all your concerns, but it's just it's like at least this game is doing something different, and it's an very very interesting experiment. So I think that's why
Yeah.
we're all in agreement about that, and we're all watching closely because of that. Because I would, for example, because for some games you need to buy an NFT to be able to be eligible for rewards, and that NFT might be worth, you might have, especially if you're buying before a play to airdrop campaign or a play to earn period. Those are, you're paying for premium prices. You're paying premium prices for those assets. So sometimes I think I'd rather pay $50 or $30. Sorry, Ron is dropping $25, $20 for a campaign. Cairo's ranked 33. Holy shit.
It's fine.
Sorry, I
Oh
distracted
my God.
myself.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I was seeing if we could see more.
I'd rather throw $30 into the pot that I know I might not get back than buy $1,000 NFT that will go down to 900, 800, 700, and then I'll sell for a $500 loss. So I'd rather lose, let's say, throw it into the nether, throw $30 into the nether, but then not be attached to these NFTs that you have to, like, especially gamers
Yeah.
are not traders. Gamers don't know when they should be selling an NFT. Because if you were trading NFTs, you should be never gaming basically, and you should be buying stuff at low sentiment and selling it right before a campaign to play to airdrop starts.
Mhm.
So I'm interested to see. I think your concerns, Stephen, are what's most likely to happen, as in like people might get fed up or might be burnt out by the playing. But I have hope that it is another outcome. It is a lower probability that it happens. But of players just being like, I actually had fun for $30. Like I had a bit of adrenaline. Maybe I wouldn't play for 14 days the next time. But yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the
I mean,
things to take away from Cambria, Stephen, you can come in right after this, but this is from my perspective. The things to take away from Cambria is that entry process is pretty good, right? Like you were saying, Stark, no attachment to longevity of holdings with an NFT to enter the experience at least. Of course, then you can venture into NFTs and whatnot. So that process seems good because it's initial funds up front just to come into the experience. It allows them to then distribute that in the airdrop pool. So I don't know if they actually exposed any of their personal funds to create the airdrop pool, or if the airdrop pool, I think it's solely created from charters purchased and then staked. And then also the PvP element is something that is like captures people, right? The economy of that captures people. Whereas you look at something like Forgotten Runeverse that has no real PvP, you're kind of constantly grinding against, what has been set out for you, and
that I
eventually
mean
that
the
loses
thing,
some source.
truthfully speaking, the thing that captures people is the money.
Oh yeah,
You gotta
facts.
understand that there's an ability to now. Again, the thing that I'm talking about is I'm not saying what they built is bad. I'm saying it's amazing. The concept of the idea, right? PvP, put money on the line. Now someone's gonna win, someone's gonna lose, right? What I'm saying is the game design is gonna give them difficulties in the long run. Okay, like you're think about PUBG for example. How many people play PUBG, right? A lot of people play, but you can only make money playing PUBG if you play in tournaments. Now imagine, in order for you to play PUBG every single season, you have to pay something to go and play it. How many people will actually play it?
Not as much. And then you're saying that like the reward factor is 1% club, and eventually Cambria is going to become like that. So everyone that has tried will go back the next season and say, well, I know I'm probably
It
not going to be 1%, and I'm not
it's
going to pay some.
I know how to work around that. Get people to play, but the problem is it doesn't really work with games where your individual skill is relevant. That's the only problem, because there's just too little amount of people who can actually compete at that level, right? All the competitive and pro players are just going to destroy you, and you're not going to ever have any chance. Whales are not going to play. They can only be like investors, because whales don't have time to like improve their physical abilities in playing games. They got fucking money to make, right? All the time. So it's always gonna be like the people who play for like 10 hours, 12 hours, who are gonna be succeeding. It's kind of like Dota, for example.
I got a hot take then. Bro.
Mhm.
We've always said, obviously, MMO is the best plugin for Web3 gaming, right? But it
Yeah.
feels as if every MMO will lean towards that factor.
Yes and no. If there was more PvE elements and like team elements where like it's
Mhm.
not only about PvP, I think they can do better. Like if let's say getting world first in some kind of a PvE event or something like that, that could do like pretty good. I think the way that
Yeah.
the reason why I'm saying with Cambria is because I played the game. And like after the first tutorial, you have no idea where the fuck you're supposed to go. You have no idea what you're supposed to build, what you're supposed to do. You gotta like rely on people with guides and stuff, right? But like that's gonna be maybe solved over time. I just feel like in these market conditions, next season we probably won't see record-breaking like numbers like this.
Yeah. Well, we could probably talk on this conversation for a very long time, and I'd love to show you some gameplay. But honestly, me not showing you gameplay is I'm helping you out. So you know what? We go keep we go keep it moving with all the things that are happening. But my approach, I'm biased as fuck. Every time that we talk about games that are MMO related, I'm picking the game apart to take the good pieces away to say, here you go, Axie, this is good. Definitely can use this, but here's the problem. So think about that, and let's go when you decide to launch. Make sure that we fill those gaps in. But other things that are live right now, Apron and Wild Forest. Wait, is there characters in Wild Forest from Apron, or is it the other way around?
What?
It's the game seems the game tag is Aperon at the bottom, so it seems like an Aperon event as opposed to a Wild
Yeah, that's
Forest
what I
event.
thought.
Yeah, they're having like a staking event with Wall Forest stuff, and there's like
Okay.
rewards. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what gets
It's
No
like an
one,
expedition.
no one is eating steak though.
Yeah, nobody. Sunflower Land as well, still popping around. People have been playing that, to be fair. Like, I saw a lot of people. This is the thing, though, bro. It's just like, yeah, these games are just about bread. It's just about money. Like, if we got, can we be fucking honest for a second? There is a game that is coming to Ronin that I think has a chance to really kind of have that game desire approach. Because for me, there's not a lot of games that are currently existing across all the industry that give me
Yeah.
any type of desire to want to play it. Right, there's a game that is coming, Realms of Alluria. We may feature and have some more conversation about that throughout the next few weeks, but keep your eyes peeled for that one. One thing that is happening tomorrow, though, is Last Odyssey. The
Yeah.
open beta test will go live. There's been a lot of we featured them. We spoke with them on the show. It was actually Spaces when we did it. I played this game as a passive game. This is like polar opposite, really and truly, from like what we're talking about with Cambria. It doesn't really seem like physical capabilities because it's just really, mind game, like how you just have to figure the game out and best set yourself up for success. And then it's very passive. You don't have to dedicate your entire day towards this game. It can kind of run in the background. So whether people prefer that, I'm not sure. Stark, you are the only one here that I know has an affinity for Last Odyssey right now, and maybe I'm saying affinity based upon ownership, but like you're jumping in tomorrow with the
Yeah,
open
so
beta.
I'm the main thing I'm looking at because I got to play it. Got to play like the beta that they had, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest. The main thing I'm looking at is how much more improved this new live version is than the version we got to play, like the creators got to play. Because as far as I know, this was available for like very select few people even before they gave it access to Ronin creators. It was more like the way I view it, like a shitty testnet in a way, because it didn't have a lot of the features of the game that they're trying to kind of recreate the feel of, which is Rise of Kingdoms. I played the Web 2 version Rise of Kingdom, and it's much, much smoother. So, of course, you don't expect on an OBT for it to be as smooth as a AAA mobile game, if we can call it that. But I'll be looking at that because it's just like ideas are good, but then you have to see is a team capable of executing. And I'm still hopeful. I'm just gonna see. Like I want to be surprised when I download the game tomorrow and I see, oh, this wasn't here yet, this wasn't here, and then seeing how the community receives it. Because the thing is, a lot of like, who knows how it'll go. I think that it's got decent rewards, not Cambria level, not huge amount of rewards, but we'll see. If it's a fun way to pass the time, we'll see. I think people are starved for a good gaming thing. So if they can play for free or next to nothing, then why not?
Yeah. Well, I'm probably going to jump in there with you tomorrow when that goes live. But it's okay. Wait. I guess I'm not. Now, what the fuck? Go and check this out for yourself right now because I'm not even eligible.
I have a code for you. Don't worry.
What?
By the way, anybody in chat who wants to try this out, I have tons of codes. I've already.
Wait, I have.
Oh,
I have two chest. I haven't revealed them. Okay. I've got two. Let's do it live on stream, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Last Odyssey goes live tomorrow. We go open it, bro. I forgot you had to open this. We got two. Have you already revealed all your heroes? Wait, what's the?
I'm like the third or fourth holder of chests because they dipped
Wow.
very low after the. Well, they were below 20 RON, so I got a lot of them. I got a good average price in. I reckon.
Bro,
Oh, and they.
left.
Yeah.
The thing is, even from a trading or a money making possibility, you can't. If there's a potential, it has to be in a thing that's kind of being slept on. So I might be wrong. Maybe tomorrow as the. It'll depend how many people want to join. Because you need to buy a chest and open it. I think at the moment it's like $14 to play the OBT and get a chest. You get a code when you open a chest. You get a code. If you do it live on stream, I don't know if it reveals the code, so viewers can steal your code. But yeah.
Either way,
I'll send you an Odyssey pass so you can double your legendary rate.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say because here it says guaranteed after opening 15 chests.
Yeah,
right?
But that's for everybody. But if you just open 2, it gives you that bonus. You get a guaranteed legendary after 15, so it's kind of like a pity timer. But you also get instead of 3% for a legendary, you get 6%.
Okay, and at the moment, if for a regular schmegular who was just coming into the show today and thought, you know what, I'm going to get involved in this last Odyssey, they'd have to buy how many chests? They'd have to buy 15 chests, right? And the chests are going to cost them. Let me find out.
The thing is, you can first of all, this is where I think I think it's kind of been. Basically, once you open the chest, you have a code. So you'll have, on your left hand of your screen there, you'll have a record, and you can go. Of course, as soon as you explain. Yeah, so I got about 50 of them at 20 RON. I figured that. More than that. Yeah.
Oh my god! This hurts my fucking soul. By the way, this hurts my soul.
It's the second number that hurts, actually.
That's what I'm saying. I highlighted that fucking hurts, bro. Oh god! So it's not actually like crazy expensive. No. I mean, it just depends where your barrier is.
I figured that as the OBT came close, the demand for the chest would go up because the mid kind of flopped, not at Wonder Wars level, but the thing is they allocated maybe 1,500, 2,000 of their chests to public mint, as in like it wasn't let's do everything to guaranteed whitelist, everything to community airdrops, and then the leftovers to public, like a lot of good teams did. Here it was 2,000 to public, and they did because the at first they did the allocation thing where you can buy tickets and then you get if over allocated you get a chance of getting some, and that was like the fourth biggest. They got the fourth biggest amount on Ronin so far, like only eclipsed by Moku, Fableborn, and Pixel Heroes. What's it called? Yeah. So they got more than the chickens, the cocks. But then they went to public, and it took more than 24 hours to mint out. So you're like, just from a perspective standpoint, it's just. If they had just done everything on the tickets, it would have been like, holy shit, this is an amazing mint. This is an amazing project. And it fuels the speculation. The mistake you make when you put a third of your NFTs into public, if it doesn't mint out in seconds, then suddenly
people like the game dead.
You go from having 3 million RON interested in your project to like, holy shit. So in 96 hours, it goes from like super excited to, should I be touching this?
Yeah. Well, let's open the chest anyway. Give the people some gacha. Just quickly before we do that, I'm going to answer this question. Ron K Memes Updates asked, is G-Host hopping on today's live? Unfortunately, G-Host is not hopping on today's live, but he will be here for a whole show on Thursday. So we're going to kick it with G-Host and spend some time with him, catch up. So make sure you're tuning in on Thursday. But that doesn't mean to leave the show right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to open this pack. If I get a legendary hero here, I'm about to shit my pants, bro. So
Let
you
me-
Wait,
ready
wait.
for this?
This thing is worth 250k, 250
No,
runs.
no, no,
What the
no.
fuck?
That was 15 of them. These
That was
rulers
15 of
weren't,
them.
quite of them.
Ah,
Let me
okay.
send you Odyssey Pass real quick. Don't reveal, cancel, and give me your Ronin address. You can open it in 30 seconds. Just DM me your
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on.
DM
why
me
is
your
it
Ronin
saying-
address, and I'll send it to you on ETH. So it'll be on the ETH side, but it'll sync up.
It will sync. You sure?
Yeah. Just don't open it now, and DM me your Ronin address.
It's in the private chat up here.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Lord have mercy, but okay, well, hold up. Yeah, I mean, Stark has kept a close eye on this project, so of course, all of that information he's just describing to you is valid though for future projects as well. It's one of the things that definitely leaves a lasting impression upon people. I'm actually still pissed because you mentioned in there the flop of the Wonder Wars mint, which candidly, yes, it definitely did flop. But Wonder Wars is a fucking goated game, bro. I don't care what anyone says. That is probably second at the moment to my Web3 games that I'm playing, and the first is Axie Origins. So I guess you can understand the style of game that I like. I want to chill, and just click stuff and battle against people. That's it. I'm not doing Forgotten Reverse chalked, Cambria chalked. Like I'm just being honest with you guys. Wonder Wars is up there.
And I played it too. I like it a lot. It's up there in potential, but that just shows you how difficult it is not only to build a game but to build a Web3 game, because you can build a fun experience. But then if you kind of underestimate, especially if you take, I had posted a bit about it, but if you take the Ronin community a bit for granted, as in like, okay, let's focus a bit, let's put a little bit more resources on polishing this game, and let's take off one or two people who are going to really bust out the works for the marketing, for everything. You're like, oh, everything's been flying off the shelves for all the other projects. Why should we spend a bit of extra money making sure this mint pops off? And then you get caught in the middle, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Yeah. Well,
can't talk.
I
can't
open
talk
this.
and send NFTs at the same
I was
time.
gonna say, like, I can see Stark's failure at multitasking as we speak. It is the last day of Axie Origins, right?
Yes.
That's what we're gonna talk about next. When I reveal these chests, if I ever get to reveal these chests, we are like, because I'm about to go hard, all right? I'm still gonna end up.
Stark?
I was ranked 3 last night, and then I lost 10 games in a row, so I'm ranked 20.
Oh, he rage quit last night. He actually did.
But I was ranked 3. I was yesterday, the day before, I was ranked 300, and I went to rank 3 in one play session. So let's see. It all depends. It all depends who's playing. This gas
that boy was cooking.
All
right, well, we'll move on, bro. We'll do this. We'll do this another time. I think,
yeah, we can do
Origins.
We can do it tomorrow if I stream the gameplay, and then we can do it, or if you stream the gameplay of Last Odyssey tomorrow, we could open it live on stream. But yeah,
I think that'll be your stream, Mr. Stark.
It's perfect timing actually, because there's the last day of the Axie Origins season, and then Last Odyssey for a month, which should last the whole off season, and it'll keep me occupied.
Yeah, so last day of Axie Origins, the final day of the whole season, and then we've got the what is it called? The Elite 8 tournament.
Yeah.
He was actually joking about it. If Stark makes the Elite 8, Theban, he doesn't know how to play any other comp, so he basically just loses.
I'll have Theban in a call on my headset.
yeah. Theban, have you picked it back up? Because I know you were playing a little bit on the Mystic. Mystic here.
No, I just playing casually. Like I didn't want to morph for any of that, so I just like playing casually. Just collect your chest and just do your thing, man. Just chill. This is not the time to be stressing.
For real. I'm actually I'm Theban's scholar right now. I'm leveling up one of his.
Did you see? What is it?
Look at this guy. Oh, bro.
Wow.
He's almost there, man.
The Sorestes Nightmare Horn is one of my favorites. Just the bulging eyes. And
what is this Cristiano Ronaldo video game you're talking about?
Oh, I'll show you. But by the way, whoever put the H on Killer for Killer Clamp in Sky Mavis team, yo, WU, bro, you're a fucking legend. The Cristiano Ronaldo game, this is how dry we are for topics, right? This
Yeah.
this crossed my mind today. So, and it really talks about IPs, right? Where can gaming go? Like we've seen games use a lot more broader IPs than the games actually building their IP out, and that being the main factor. They're actually bringing IPs outwardly into games, and I saw this yesterday and I thought, holy, is this fucking for real? But just let's just kick back and enjoy Mr. CR7.
Kick back, you say?
Any questions? I have a question.
By the way, yo, give me some fucking quality on this video. Like, is 720 the max I can get?
Yeah, that's awful.
Ready to lose?
Imagine saying that to the face
The
of
fight is
Cristiano
now.
Ronaldo.
Bro, this is where gaming is, ladies and gentlemen. Cristiano Ronaldo is in a game. It's a fighting game, right? And
It's
there's
like
been a lot of
football
talk.
game?
No, it's a fighting game, bro. He's on a platform fighter, so it's pretty
Makes
crazy. But
makes total sense.
in terms of football games, though, did anyone see Rematch? Has anyone seen Rematch,
No.
the game?
But
Oh
is
my
this
gosh.
this is not any has it got any Web3 components to it? No, right?
No, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm asking because Cristiano Ronaldo is like out of all the big sports stars, because he's a Binance ambassador, stuff like that. He has had a lot of he dabbles with crypto and he hasn't launched a shit coin, so he's a huge
He has.
ambassador for Binance.
He has.
He has on Binance. Yeah, on
Star
Binance.
Star 10 or whatever. Yeah, he has a coin, bro.
Okay, fair enough. Did it?
Bro.
Is it a meme coin? I guess can only
Yes.
be that.
Yes, it is.
I'm telling you, yo, there's so many games coming in the Web 2 world right now. I've got to the point where I'm playing Web 2 games mostly with my time. Like, that's just where we're at. I know you were in League of Legends yesterday. Stark moaning about his team. I was playing Black Myth Wukong, fighting the same boss for 3 hours, and we started to realize we're doing this to like actually entertain us, like to make our days better. Was the comment I said.
distract
It's just
ourselves from the price
yeah, just to remove the pain, bro. What is the medicine right now? But yeah, I mean, it is tough. We spoke about it earlier though in the show in terms of like what is the environment for these things to turn around, and I think we're going to get a better conversation around that topic on Thursday for sure. So
Yeah.
let's look forward to that. But yeah, Last Odyssey tomorrow, Realms of Aluria. That was actually the other game. I guess we can share a little bit like surface level of this game and what it is. I personally have looked at some of the videos. We actually mentioned it last week too. But this game is it's already on Epic Games. It exists. It's been around for a year. They have on-chain accessibility and assets that have been around for a year. And tomorrow they should be announcing that they're going to be live on Ronin officially. There's going to be some interesting stuff coming up with this game. I'm just going to put it like that. And if you like action RPGs, it's like the dungeon by dungeon, boss by boss. This is probably a game that you're gonna enjoy. So I'm pretty excited actually to see how this turns
is
out.
this gameplay footage? It looks like it.
That's gameplay,
That isn't,
yes.
but yeah.
Well, it's a cutscene in the middle of the
The
game.
gameplay footage almost looks better than that cutscene.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I mean this looks slow, but
Yeah.
this is just top of the list, all right. And
Well,
on that note, I'm just gonna say I don't know how we're gonna cope, but we need more copium. Big Boy, the Ponzi game on Abstract gave a little bit of copium. I spoke about having a Ronki Ponzi game. It's not gonna. I don't know if it's gonna happen. But Ronki, where Ronki? Like, has love been lost for Ronki? Is it over for Ronki? I think that's how we're gonna end the show today, talking about a Ronki revolution. Because I still believe. Do you believe You have to believe in something. What happens with Ronki from here? Are we still buying? Have you guys picked up any more NFTs since
think,
the OpenSea event? Like,
the biggest thing is for obviously Ron to turn around first, right? Like we need first we need the market to turn around. Second,
Yeah.
we need Ron to turn around. Third, Ronke will succeed after that, right? It's all gonna be like a snowball effect from there. People are obviously fading and getting tired, and rightfully so. Meme coins is a tough game to play in, man. Especially if you don't sell and you don't take some profits and are chilling on the sideline, like, and you're the one who takes the meme and like tries to run with it. It's a tough game.
brother, I've watched RLP just disintegrate. By the way,
But I told you a lot of times, like, bruh.
I watched that shit disintegrate, brother. Bro, that's probably the worst performing asset in my entire portfolio right
In
now.
your entire life, probably.
Probably, yeah. No, actually, like, genuinely, it's up there. But like,
I mean,
I have some responsibility to kind of help RLP, but I don't like. It's just the environment, bro. Like, what could you even possibly do?
Yeah.
You,
You
like
have-
right
you have-
now, there's just none of
The
this.
thing is, you have
Yeah.
games you have games that haven't tweeted. Like I think games that haven't tweeted in the last month and stuff like that. So you even have proper projects that are just being that just. I don't. It almost looks like they're rugging, even though you don't think like some of these are major projects, so you don't think so. It's just like they're downbeat, like they're beaten down, I guess.
They better not be. And then what they actually should be doing is they're just so fucking hard at work right now that they're just not paying attention, and they know that the sentiment isn't there, so there's no point being out in the public eye. But there is, there's two ways that you could approach that. I think being in the public eye and being like, hey, yeah, this fucking environment sucks, but we're building, this, or we're working really hard on taking this process to further. This is our vision, and being kind of on the ground in these moments, I think it will pay dividends.
Well,
but,
for example, Kydro 3 days ago started tweeting again, but before that, the last tweet was the 26th of February. So not a single tweet in all of March. And then you're like, what? And then you want your meme coin to do better. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's like
Wait, Kydro's launching a meme coin?
No.
no.
I'm
I think
talking
he's
about-
joking about KDR.
Oh, yeah,
No,
yeah. Nah, that's like, bro, that one, I don't even know.
No,
I
it wasn't.
guess
It wasn't
KDR.
meme coin related. It was more about big projects that don't tweet. Because if you look at it,
Yeah.
the 24th of February it was a post, and then until the 11th of April, that's 6 weeks no tweet, at a depth of like a low sentiment. I mean, yeah. So it's tough out there, and we'll see. Only the toughest will prevail.
Yeah.
Us included, games included. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I gotta play something right now, but let me ask you total left curve here. Actually, Stephen, if you're gonna say something of substance, say it now, because I'm gonna say something of absolute insignificance. So
Yeah, I think all these projects is the first time, which is funny, that they realize that this is a freaking attention economy game, not like you can't just build a game and think people are gonna come play your fucking game or like pay people to like market it. Like you gotta market it yourself. People care about who's behind these games that are being made because they're trusting you with their money, right? When they buy your NFTs and they buy your tokens. So you gotta be out in the public and building, and not only for your community, but you gotta be actively recruiting people into your community as a founder, right? I think that's one of the reasons why Sky Mavis was so successful. It was because of G-Host.
Yeah.
Right, and what he done. So
we need Gio.
In my opinion, and this might be a bit of a rough take, but you can't not tweet for 6 weeks and then tweet, "Here's staking. Buy our token and stake it."
Is that the first tweet, please?
Your first post after 6 weeks cannot be about KDR staking. I don't know. That's just not how you run. I'm not a fucking expert. I'm a professional shit poster, but that seems like up there in the 101 lessons of what not to do.
And staking
then-
is not a way to magically save your
No.
token price. Also, staking, what it does, it makes your token bleed slower. So if you're gonna
Slower,
stake, do it at the very start, right? Don't do it like after your token's already
Yeah.
down 99%. Like that then
99.
just doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
Actually, yeah, because then they get like a large allocation to the factor of tokens, and the redistribution of the stake, the reward factor of the stake is actually those tokens getting distributed in proportion to how many KDR tokens, not dollar value of the tokens. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. The more that gets staked now, the higher the reward system that comes out, and the faster in which that release schedule actually gets completed. But tough times never last, lads. They never do.
And they make tough men.
Never last. Only tough people last.
I'm getting dizzy. Why is he rotating?
I don't know. It gave me a bit of disorientation. To be honest, yeah, I'm totally like. I think it's it. We're gonna rug the show at this point. But has anybody actually come across Chinese manufacturing TikTok? Because that's all I'm fucking seeing right now. I don't know if you've seen
Chinese manufacturing, as in like footage from inside company, inside. No.
Yeah.
All
Bro,
I know is
it's...
Tony from LC Signs. He makes the best signs.
No, I mean that guy was massively viral, and he started like a huge kind of wave of interest for people from China to know that they could connect with the Western world in that way.
Yeah.
But no, what I'm seeing is like a bunch of these like TikTok videos that are showing inside of Chinese warehouses, like your designer clothes all getting developed.
Speed just came by from his China PR tour, so just visiting a bunch of cities and.
Bro, we're gonna have a global peace because of I show fucking Speed, bro.
It's almost like China kind of predicted all of this is happening and is trying to appear like the good guy, or like it might just be.
But the thing is, I'm gonna rug the fuck out the show during this conversation. But the thing is, what if every one of us in this Western fucking world has been absolutely bullshitted to, lied to, and the truth actually is that the people that are in charge of us actually sold us out for cheap labor, knew that they were going to get shit ton of profits. China said, you know what, we'll make money, and then they gave money back to their people and reinvested in their economies, and then our people just bought like yachts and turned to oligarchies and you know, they didn't give a fuck. But now they're like, oh shit, we kind of do have to give a fuck because we need people. Wow. Fun stories. Anyway, if your day is still going and it's not too late, I hope you have a fucking wonderful one. We'll be back on Thursday where G-Host will be with us and we're having a conversation. I can't believe this is the last thing I showed on today's show. You know what it is. That's how you know content is absolutely down. But yeah. The content is dry right now, but we'll always be here again back on Thursday and next week. Saturday we'll be streaming again. Let us know if you'd like to see a certain game. I can see some comments from the YouTube chat. Shout out to Quazing Live. Saying when 4-man Left 4 Dead 2. I haven't actually played Left 4 Dead, so I might be a bad gamer, but this could be on the agendas. I really want to play Repo. I really want to play Repo with you guys. I don't think you understand. This Saturday we are playing Repo. It is going to cost you $15, bro.
If you're that fucking
no, we have to play this game, right? Okay. We have to play this game.
I had a lot of fun last Saturday. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but I actually have to figure out though how the gameplay audio can be streamed to the stream, because that's a big factor. We do actually need to have that. So we'll figure it all out. But thank you for tuning into today's show. Listen, fuck off. That's it. Bye.